We get to gather here, turn our brains off for a little bit, open up the heart, strengthen and cleanse the body. I want you to take a few moments to arrive to that reminder. You get a little refuge, a little staycation on your mat. As you melt into your child's pose, close your eyes, arrive to stillness in your body and your brain. With parted lips, take a full breath in through your nose. And a deep breath out through your mouth. 3 more just like that. Big full breath in through your nose, filling up belly, ribs to chest, heart, throat to brain. And as you exhale, let your breath go. Finding the security in your practice, supported by the earth, whatever surface is beneath you, your skin, your physical body, all those material parts of you, fill up, breathe in. And then all those energetic parts of you, give them an opportunity to relax and release as you breathe out. And then taking a couple more breaths in your child's pose, feel the oneness and the connection of your physical body, merging and resting into and onto your mat, the floor, the earth beneath your body. And as you ground into your material body, start to open up your heart and check in and just see what's there today. And take a couple shifts, sending your awareness into your brain. Notice the thoughts passing through, the rhythm and the pace, the quality of your thoughts. Are they popcorning? Are they looking to take up residency here? And then you get to choose the thoughts that you invite into this space and the thoughts that you gently release. Let's take in the softness, the security, and the stillness of this moment for 3 more inhales. And exhales. 2. And 1. And hold your opening shape. Elevate your elbows and your forearms up away from the mat. Reach your fingertips forward. Spread the fingers and press the palms into the floor. Squeeze your belly in. Lengthen your spine as you grow a little heavier in the hips, but a little more elongated in your side bodies, right and left. Call in your Ujjayi breath and whatever intentions you'd like to welcome into your practice. And we'll take 2 more breaths, maybe lifting the forehead and the chest up just a few inches up and away from the floor. 1 more breath, just like that. Smooth and deep inhale. Exhale. Rise up and into your tabletop pose. And in your tabletop, take a few breaths, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And this is another reminder, if you want it to set music and play something on another device, if you want it to just rest into the soundtrack of your breath, I want you to stay present and open to those shifts and those changes as they come up throughout this practice that you've set to spend a little time with yourself. And together we'll breathe in and out in our tabletop, setting up our cat-cow. Through the exhale, let's start with the cat stretch. Pull your belly up and in, round your spine, widen the scapulas across your back body. And then inhale, gently wave your heart forward. Exhale, return to the contraction in the abdominals, spreading your scapulas wide. 2 more times, inhale, belly down, heart forward, keeping a micro bend of the elbows. And as you exhale, belly up and in. 2 more times, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, belly up and in. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, spine up, belly in, navel up and in. And then from here, we'll come back through neutral, preparing to shift over onto your right side. So let your palm support you, drop your right hip. Release your right forearm down to the floor. And if you needed to do your opposite side, maybe it's better for you to see me one way. I'm suggesting right side, but it could be left side down. And just taking a little lift and extension of the side body on whatever side is grounded and into the floor. And then from here, dorsiflexing through the heels and the toes. Bring the inner arches of the feet and the big toes toward each other. Shoulders down. Top hand, use your palm for a little leverage. And we're just going to take a little lift of the top leg, maybe a foot or so. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift the leg about a foot, and we're just going to go forward. And then a few inches back, 6 to 12 inches back. Same drift forward, 6 to 12 inches ahead and back. And what I'm not doing here is shifting my shoulders, right? Everything else is staying stationary. I'm isolating that top leg going forward and back. 5 more, forward and back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to stacking of the legs. Roll onto your belly, coming into a Sphinx pose. Forearms down. Tops of the feet down, kneecaps up, belly up, heart forward. First little back bend here. Exhale, second side down, rotating to your opposite hip. If you're with me, it's the left side. If you already did that side, it's your right side. Stacking the inner arches of the feet and the big toes. Top hand, palm pancakes down for support. And we're just going to go up and down. So the longer the top leg is, the less compressed you're going to feel in that outer hip joint. And you want to lengthen as you lift for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Can you squeeze your belly in? 2, 1. Remember, quiet shoulders, quiet rib cage. Top leg goes forward. Top leg goes back. Forward and back. You can gaze ahead or you can gaze back at your foot. That might help you remind yourself to see what parts of your body are moving. And hopefully the goal here is just that top leg isolating. Let's take another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to stacking of the big toes and the inner arches of the feet. Make little rainbows with the feet, pointing the feet back, coming into your Sphinx pose again. And there is a way where you can compress into the lumbar spine in your Sphinx pose and you're not really optimizing the shape. So I want you to feel the tops of the feet heavy, lift your kneecaps, forearm down, shoulders down, lift your belly up and in. I'm not sure if you can see that subtle movement, but there's an area here where I'm softening the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then there's an opportunity here where I'm lifting my navel up and away from the mat. It feels really different, even though it's a very subtle shift. Pause here in your Sphinx pose, spreading your fingers wide, plugging your shoulders down, gazing forward, breathing in and out for 2. And 1. Navel up and in. From here, interlace your hands. Let the outer edges of the hands press into the floor paired with the forearms. Tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps. Lift your belly, ribs, chest coming up and into your forearm plank. You are going to hold your forearm planks here for 10, 9, 8. Cameras on with our crew. I love it. I'm going to put on my gallery so I can help you with teaching points. Well, those are beautiful. Let's take another 3, 2, 1. Can we take another side plank here or a side plank variation, right? So when we were down on the hips before, it's going to feel like different. You pick a side, any side. First side down. 5 breaths. Top arm by your side to the sky or go for it right away, reaching up and overhead. Breathing in and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pass back through your forearm plank. Second side down. Second side stacked. Elevated. Lifting up. You choose the arm placement by your side to the ceiling or over your head for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back through your forearm plank. Meet me back in either a tabletop or you can add a puppy dog pose. We're going to take one more pair of our side planks. This time we'll be all the way on the palms. So I want you to give your arms a little break if they need them. Otherwise, you can take a cat-cow for 4. My puppy dog pose right here feels really sweet. No shame in my game. If you want to meet me here, is your body feeling heavier or lighter today? If you're undecided, let's help get you there, right? Into that awareness, into that connection to yourself. All right, if you were all the way down in your puppy dog pose, meet me back up in your tabletop. From here, plank pose, top of a push-up, and I want you to use the arms and the legs. So of course here, it's pretty obvious that the arms are working, but I want you to fire up the back leg muscles, driving your heels back, firming your belly, and pulling your heart forward. And before we come into our side planks, can you just hold here, pausing, feeling your back body extended, your front body engaged for 4, 3, 2, squeeze your belly up and in, and 1. Side plank, pick a side, any side, feel the difference, right? So we were all the way down, we were halfway, and now we are in our full on plank, side plank. Remember, you choose top arm by your side, to the sky, or up and overhead. If your big toes are stacked, leave a little space in between your heels. Looking strong tonight. Let's take another 3, 2, 1. Come back through your plank pose. Second side down. Opposite side up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back through your plank pose, modifying as needed when needed. From there, downward facing dog. Stretch your body out. We're going to start picking up the pace. If you need 5 breaths in stillness, take it. If pedaling out your heels feels better, please meet me there. We're here for another 3, 2, and 1. Lift your heels high, look ahead. Exhale, step or hop, top of your space. First forward fold of the class tonight. Legs either hips width or shoulders width. Tonight it feels right to add a little bit of a twist. So let's take the right hand to the outer left ankle or calf. Bend your right knee. But look up at your hips. Make sure that right hip isn't captaining your body over to the right. I want you to try to stay as centered as you can, even though there's a little bend in the right knee. Left arm up toward the sky. Use it for leverage and think about lengthening from your tailbone out through your crown and then sharing that extension through the lift and the reach of your left arm. And as you exhale, come back down through center. Switching the grip, left hand over to the right side, soft bend of the left knee, right arm out and up. Maybe your gaze follows. As you pull your hips back to neutral, don't let them sway over to one side. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Come back through center, heels in, toes out, widen your stance, opening up the hips, Malasana Yogi squat. And we're just here for 5. Outer edges of the feet down, inner arches of the feet lifting up, relax your toes. Take 3 more breaths. 2, and 1. Forward fold, release, breathe on out. First flow, narrow your stance of the legs about hips width. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Micro bend at your knees, ragdoll up to standing. Take your time, my pace or yours. Exalted mountain pose. As you exhale, hands into your heart space. We're gonna take a few sun A's. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, big reach, big stretch. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down and out, hinging at your hips. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back through your plank pose. Shoulders ahead of your wrist, keep your belly firm, chaturanga, squeeze your elbows in, all the way down to the floor. Nice form. Inhale, cobra or up dog. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Reseal your lips, 2 more sunnays, heels go high. Look ahead, exhale, step or hop in between your hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, big reach. Exhale, hands to chest. Maybe just one more. Inhale, reach up, big stretch. Exhale, big release, forwards fold, let something go. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back through plank or shoot back chaturanga. Elbows in as you lower half or all the way. Inhale, rise up to your back bend. Exhale, push back to your down dog. Breathe in through your nose. Sigh the breath out through your mouth. Stay heavy in your heels. Walk your hands back just about 6 to 8 inches, not too far back. Coming into our 3-leg dog. Take your right hand to your outer left heel, calf, outer hip. See what happens there. It's early in a practice, but we've got a power 45. So of course, if you wanted to float your opposite right leg as your right arm reaches towards your back left leg, you could. Taking this into a 2-limb dog. That's a lot of work. See how it feels. Check it out. Breathe into it. And then from here, if your right leg is floating, send it back down. Right arm back down, top of the space. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay in your narrow dog. Shift the weight into the right side. Left hand back toward the outer right leg. Remember, you could stay here. If you're feeling untethered, you go ahead and float your left leg parallel to the floor. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. I'll let you feel that out in your body today. And we'll take 2. We'll take 1. If your left leg is floating, guide it down, take your time. Sometimes that release is the trickiest part. From here, left arm back down to the earth. Take a moment in your narrow dog. We breathe in and out. Moving on, heels high, look ahead. Exhale, step or hop in between your hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. We already warmed up the hips with the Malasana, so let's dig right into chair pose. Yeah, just getting right into our second warm up, legs, hips width. Yes. Or the big toes can touch, but either way, I want you to scoop the tail down and under, float your hips over your heels, and then work to elongate your spine, firm your core, and get your shoulders over your hips. I know it's a lot of work. Chair pose is not easy, nothing about it. Pinky side of the hands in, thumbs rotating out, biceps towards your ears, ribs in, and then take 2 more breaths. Take the journey. Get your shoulders over your hips, and if they're already there, can you sink in another inch or 2, working your chair? There we go. As you exhale, forward fold, release that out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Take your vinyasa, make it fiery or sweet. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're just going to do a full rounded, balanced, fundamental flow tonight. I want everyone to get what it is they came for tonight. Add spice if you need it. Skip things if you prefer. Right leg up and back, dog split. As you exhale, belly up and in, round your spine, shift forward. First round, slow and strategic. Right leg up and back or slower, right? And as you exhale, twist right knee over to your left side. Let's go ahead and take a little fallen triangle action today. Straighten your right leg, right side stays down, left arm up, and maybe overhead. And normally in a side plank kind of variation, which this kind of feels like in my body, I'd say don't rainbow the ribs up, but if you wanted to add a little flair, you could let the top ribs rainbow up a little bit here just for a moment. And I want you to come back through, both palms down, Right leg back to your dog split. And as you exhale, right knee, right arm. Inhale, right leg back. And as you exhale, knee to chest, step it through. Rise up, crescent pose. With power, with breath, with clarity. And as you exhale, one leg chair, we're going to come forward, left knee up and in toward the chest. Take your left leg, cross it over the right. Find your eagle arms to match. We're just going to get in a little B series with a lot of flair. Yeah, coming into your single or double wrap of your eagle arms and legs. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. And 1. Unravel, returning to your one leg chair. Ooh, finding those wiggles and wobbles, breath and focus. And then kick back, warrior 3. Yeah, I know we're going for it, but I know you guys are strong practitioners, so why not? We're here in our warrior 3, arms anywhere you choose. For 2, maybe chest a little lower, maybe left heel a smidge higher, just maybe. Yeah, and then we'll float step back, crescent pose. From there, warrior 1 pose. And then in your warrior today, we're going to interlace the hands, flip the heels of the hands inside out toward the sky, and then just take a little side stretch to your right. And without losing the integrity of your warrior 1 legs, come back up through center, take a little side stretch to your left. Inhale back through center. And as you exhale, let's let that go. Hands top of the mat, plank pose, chaturanga, back bend. Exhale to dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Second side, left side up, dog split. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, left leg back. And as you exhale, scoop and twist, left leg over to the right, left side stays down, right side flies up. Side plank feel, or maybe a little rainbow if that feels good in your body for whatever reason. Coming back to your dog split, right hand goes down, left knee bends, and from there it flies back. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Inhale, kick back, stay in your neutral hip. Exhale, knee to chest, step it through. We rise up, crescent pose. Tail under, belly ribs in. Take a moment. And then shift your right leg forward, coming up and into your 1 leg chair. From there, eagle legs, right leg over left, left arm beneath the right. And then you dance your flow into your body, into these shapes. And then you take a moment, heavy, I don't want to say heavy, deep in the bend of your eagle legs, your wrap, right? There's depth. And then there's a counter stretch of length through the spine. Elevate the triceps, plug your shoulders down, get your elbows away from your face. And then from here, you release your eagle arms and legs, and then you fly your right leg back to your warrior 3, and you choose the complementary arm placement that works for you here in your warrior 3. You fly. Look at these. Oh my goodness. Shoulders, hips, heel on the same plane-ish. Some of you are extending the heart and the heel beyond that plane that's even with the hips, and I love it. If you feel secure, if you feel safe, breathe, open up, stretch for another 2, 1. Float step back, crescent pose, rise up in the reach, and then ground through your legs. Yeah, warrior 1, just for a couple breaths. Interlacing the hands, flip the heels of the hands forward and up. Keep squeezing the inner thighs toward each other. Lift your hip bones and your pelvic floor away from the earth, and then take a little side stretch. We'll go to the left side, first side here. Inhale back up through neutral, counter stretch over to the opposite side. Really, really beautiful. Come back up through center. And as you exhale, circle the arms down and forward, plank pose. Top of a push-up, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big belly breath in. Smooth breath out. Plank flow for 5. Inhale, forward plank pose. If it's too much, you drop your knees. It's not a long journey to get those knees down if you need to. Exhale, back to your down dog. 4 more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, push the earth away from you. Pull the hips up, down dog. 3, plank. Exhale to your dog. 2, inhale, plank. Use your fingertips. Exhale, use your core. Pull up. 1 more. Inhale, forward to your plank pose. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take another round, adding a little fire. Heels high, look ahead. Exhale, step or hop, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, rise up all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart, little lift of the heels to give you the option if you wanted a forced arch chair, you squat down, keeping the heels high. Right? So for me, I find that that's a little more intense on my quads. And it's also more accessible for me to find a little depth as I hinge the hips back, but still continue to stack the shoulders over the hips. So find that sweet spot for you. And then get your thigh bones parallel to the floor. We're going to take 4 breaths to get there. Don't cheat yourself of your best effort here. And then keep squeezing the inner thighs in toward each other. Don't let those knees butterfly out. Yeah, let's take another 2 and 1. Heels down, forward fold, let it go. Release that out. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to fold. Plant your palms, step or shoot back. Chaturanga, half or all the way to the floor. You might not make it all the way to the mat. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, right leg up and back, dog split. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, right leg up and back. As you exhale, twist right knee over to the left side. Maybe a little lift of the left arm as the right arm stays rooted down. Left arm back to the floor, right knee back in towards your chest. From there, kick back, warrior or dog split, not yet. Exhale, right knee, right arm. Inhale, right leg back. As you exhale, step it through, coming into another crescent pose, rise up, breathe in. And as you exhale, this time we're gonna pass through our one leg chair, left knee comes up and in toward the chest. And then take a moment, we're in our neutral hips. I want you to find that external rotation in the left inner thigh coming into your pigeon chair. Yeah. We just want to give ourselves, like I said, a balanced fundamental flow. Feel the difference from your eagle to your pigeon chair, right? Very different. And then I want you to take 5 breaths, taking this shape wherever you need it to. We visited this shape many times in our classes, our times, our years together. Approaching the last practices and experiences to connect with each other through practice this year, right? So maybe you're taking in all that wisdom, knowledge, affirmations, revelations into your life, into your practice. And where do you want to go from there? Take another couple breaths, just feeling it out, melting into it. 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, can you meet your friends, our community back in our pigeon chair, upright in the spine. Close the hip, back to your one leg chair. Give your hips an opportunity to reacclimate back to neutral. And then we're gonna fly through our warrior 3 again. And if you wanted to bind your arms behind you, you could. Reaching the knuckles back, paired with that left heel, as your heart extends forward and you breathe. 3, 2, making it your own. I love the variations. Remember, honor you. And 1. And then from here, let's drop the hands top of the mat. Of course, if you wanted to cruise into a little standing splits on the way to forward fold, you could. No rush. Once we meet back in forward fold, we're heading back into a chair pose and we're going to come into a twist over to the right side. So please, all the more, if you need to settle into it in a different pace than mine, you absolutely could. Twisted chair, that might be your sweet spot tonight. Spread your arms, that might be where you live. Otherwise, side crow, remember, we have a little power flow, so don't be afraid to add a little fire, a little spice to your practice. You might glue your legs together. You might lift the knees, the hips, the heels. Is that a fallen angel I see? Yes, you might just add any spice, flavor, flair. This is your time. Let's play for another 3, 2. Taking your time, meeting back in that twisted chair. No rush. Back through your chair pose, come through neutral, and then take a moment, stand up. So that was a lot. Opening up the left side, twisting over to the right side. So let's just give the body a little wiggle, a little shake. We got one more side to go. Maybe a little quad stretch on the way there. Heel back toward the right glute. You chose the other side first, that's okay. We'll do both. Coming out and into your second side, finding balance, little quad stretch, and an opportunity to reset in between sides. From here, with a little fire, right, with a little reboot, we'll come back to our mountain pose. Close your eyes, take your palms close to your heart space, and take in another reminder that this is your opportunity to create, to express, and to feel today. Let this practice be unique to this day, to our community, and to your needs. Take one more inhale. Part your lips, release your breath through the exhale. Blink your eyes open if they're closed. Inhale, rise up, upward salute. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, meet me back in a plank pose, pause there. Right knee in towards your chest and back. Left knee to chest and back. You have about 20 seconds. I want you to make this your own, little hops, little steps. What works for you. Belly up and in, back body long. We've got another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Find your gear, shift your gear. Remember, your body, your time. 2, 1. Back through your plank, stretch out. Exhale, down dog. One breath on the way to the left. We inhale. Let the day go, exhale. Here we go. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, grow your left leg back. Exhale, scoop and twist, coming into that fall and triangle. Left leg to the right. Inhale, pull back, left leg up and back. And as you exhale, left knee, left arm. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, close the hips, step it through, coming into your crescent pose. So we're moving at a more fiery pace, but we're still coming into versions of these stretches, one leg chair, that are mindful, right, that are curated by your breath. Right knee opens up, find that floating pigeon chair, dig in. Heels low. Well, obviously heels are low. Well, one of them at least. Hips low. Make this your own. Folding forward, staying upright. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. 1 breath. Coming back up to your pigeon chair. Back through neutral. And I'd gotten so excited about this warrior 3, I almost added it in before our pigeon chair, but I think this is where we placed it last time. So let's be true to that. Coming into your warrior 3, maybe with bound arms behind you. Heart forward and maybe slightly up. Take about 5 or 6 breaths. We're ultimately landing in that standing splits variation into a fold. So I want you to, what's the word I'm looking for? Segment your time. That's not the word I was looking for, but designate your time. however feels best in your body today. Balancing, folding, releasing. 2 more breaths to play. 1 more breath. If you haven't already found yourself in your standing splits, now might be that time. Optional splitting of the legs from heel to heel. And oh my gosh, the grounded leg for me is the one that's feeling it the most there. And then we'll meet and land in our forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, deep fold. Chair pose. Twisted chair. Over to your left this go around. Right, now don't want you to jump ahead. I want you to take this moment. Deep in your twisted chair. If it's part of your practice to split your arms and spread your arms, you could. If you're working on arm balances, I want you to deepen your twist so much that that right tricep gets low and over toward the top of the left leg, all the way up toward the thigh. You're gonna pancake your palms down as you lift your heels high. You chaturanga your arms. Why? You don't want chicken wing arms. Why? Because that's not a solid foundation, right? That's almost setting you up to dip and go down. We don't want to go down. We want to float up as we squeeze the inner thighs, knees and heels toward each other and lift the pelvic floor using core strength and breath. Yeah. We've got 2 and 1. Come back to your twisted chair. Yeah. Come back to your chair pose. And then you sink in, you sink in, you sink in all the way to your boat pose. Look at us, perfectly set up for our core. Who else is excited? So we're here bouncing on the tailbone, calves up, dorsiflexing through the heels and toes, Barbie or Ken feet with the heels and toes, or little rainbows pointing through the ankles and toes. You might use your hands. Elevate, lift up out of your lumbar spine. And then today you might hug your hamstrings. You might reach your arms forward to modify. You might straighten your legs. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really do think you guys are gonna dig this. Okay, so we're gonna come in to a low boat pose. Oh my, we're gonna exhale, we're gonna lift just the right leg up. Left leg stays hovering a little bit. Yeah, and try to get as upright as you can. Yeah. Inhale back to your low boat. Exhale, right leg and maybe crown up. Oh no. Yeah, inhale, release. Exhale, sit up. Keep that C-like curve. Rounded your spine. I want you to think cat in the spine, right? So it's a little Pilates-esque. Meet me back down here in your low boat. Notice how I'm like hollowing out the body. I'm like a banana here, right? I want you to keep that feeling as you lift up. And if you needed to drop your left heel to rise up, you could. Yes. And then come all the way down in between sides. Full body stretch. Full body relaxation. One more just like that. We only have a few minutes here, so we're just going to do a little bit more core on that left side. Maybe finish off with a little back bend and a little twist, and then we're done. So we're so close. Let's use our time wisely. And then as you exhale, let's come back up, peel the forehead and the chest up to start. From there, lift your legs up to that low boat. You're gonna pause here in your inhale. Remember, keeping out that hollowed, it's like a papaya, right? Where it's like you have that boat-like feeling. And then you lift up. Left leg toward your chest, chest toward your left thigh. Yeah, there we go. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift. 5 more. Hollow body, lifted body. Oh, my right leg is trying to hover, but there are moments it's tapping the floor. You know, it happens. 3 more at your pace. Woo. 2. 1 more if you're with me. Maybe a little hold, a little extra. And then here, meet me back in that low boat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starfish pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so here we're going to take one back bend of your choice just for time wise, but we will stay there about 30 seconds or so. Confession, guys, my energy level this past like 2 months really has just been super low. So I'm going to take a supported bridge and I'm going to love that moment here. Heels pretty much under the knees, legs about hips width, hips high enough to get a prop under. From here, I'm just going to do a lot less because that's what my heart, my body, and my brain are asking for as of lately. So my ego is definitely okay with that. All those parts of me are understanding this is what I need to replenish. If there's another version of back bend, bridge, full on wheel, marching, extending the legs in your back bend, if you're on your block, you might even take a supported shoulder stand, which, oh my goodness, feels like heaven right now to me. But I want you to empower yourself to stay with your body in your practice because you know better than I do what your body's communicating to you about your specific needs, right? I'm giving you a template, but you get to make it specific to you. Halfway there. I would love it if you gave yourself permission to not only get stronger, but to get lighter here, lighter in your heart, a little more freedom in your mind, perhaps. And then, of course, core strength, balance, agility, flexibility, all those things the athleticism of our practice provides are wonderful. But I love that you trusted me to guide you through a full being practice. So in this moment, can you take about 10 more breaths, caring for each and every part of you, your material body, your heart, your brain, your emotions, your desires, your fears, your thoughts, all those parts of you. We're not saying any part of you is unallowed here. You're just asking what's beneficial to release and to feed. You get to choose every time, every practice. 5 more breaths. Flushing out through your exhales. Replenishing, growing, expanding through your inhale. One more breath, one more moment, an opportunity right here to show up and choose you. Coming out of your back bend, I'm in my supported bridge or supported shoulder stand. So one leg at a time, I release the legs back to the floor, rising up off my prop, rolling down to the floor. Time-wise, I surely hope. Oh, okay, it's our scheduled time to call it a day. If you need Shavasana right now, you dig in. If you have a few extra minutes, I want you to come into a gentle twist with me. No pressure, right? I'll never be offended if you got a margin of time where you needed to skedaddle right at 7. Remember, this practice is here for you, not the other way around. Receive. If you're already in Shavasana, you tune me out. If you're in your twist with me, we come back through center. And exhale, counter twist of your body, second side, 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Roll back onto your back. Back body long. Soften through the hips, the knees, the ankles, and all of your fingers and toes. From there, slightly coming into a more active cocooning in of yourself into yourself. Maybe you start with the hands to the hamstrings. As you exhale, maybe you squeeze your inner thighs toward each other, softening the heels down toward the hips. Then you might bring your face toward your knees. You might start to elevate the tailbone, the shoulder blades as you squeeze the elbows in. So it's like a roly-poly kind of feeling, right? You're kind of tucking up and into yourself. Eyes opened or closed, take a smooth breath in through your nose. Maybe even shrug your shoulders up toward your ears, trying to make yourself as compact, as small, as contained, and connected to yourself as possible. And then as you exhale, expand, grow, relax, and extend your body away from yourself. Feeling that anchor, but then that freedom to just release and sprawl out as wide as the space you're occupying allows. And as you've made it to your final resting pose, take a gentle breath in. Deep breath out. And please remind yourself that we've showed up for you. Yoga Bliss, myself, and your community. You are cared for. You are valued. You're invested in. And we, in turn, feel that same uplifting, inspiring, loving presence every time you show up. And I believe any thriving, healthy relationship is reciprocal. So in these moments, as you show up to relax, to replenish, can you also rest in gratitude for the community that you've co-created throughout the years, the months, the time that you've spent prioritizing connection. So as I drop you off into Shavasana, I invite you to stay here for as long as you need or want to. But on the way to final rest, I'd like to say the divine light in me feels, honors, and acknowledges the divine light in each of you. Thank you for being a part of my life and this community. Namaste.